like, share, and subscribe to this video, to this channel, to my channel, Marlon Speaks Live. So, so Diddy will be acquitted. I don't think this trial was about him committing no crimes. It's been a thing in this country with these sexual predator white men. They're the culprits. They're the nasty people. They project that onto us. They want us to be portrayed as the sexual deviants when they're the real sexual deviants, true sexual deviants. Everything about this country is based on sexual deviance. And they're the masters of it. They're the creators of it. They brought that into our culture. We didn't know nothing about being sexual. Our culture didn't know nothing about it. They came, turned our culture all the way inside out. And now, just like with everything in this country, they want to project that onto us. So Diddy, by him having all the money he got to hire all the lawyers that he can, he's going to beat this. It didn't make no sense at all. And I know I've been seeing a lot of content creators on here saying he deserved to go to prison and all of this. Man, you will be next. You will be next. Yeah. All it takes is one accusation and your black ass will be in the same motherfucking shoes as Diddy. But you ain't got no money like he got to fight like he fought. So y'all need to cut it out. I don't know what's going on with our people. Want to throw gas on a black man being publicly lynched right now. That's a whole nother issue. I didn't see nothing, no whole conspiracy shit. And some things I think he's guilty of. One of the main ones is abusing his power, in the music industry. That thing right there, though, that's portrayed in the movie Sinners. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of our people get a hold to some fame and some money, and they start abusing their privileges, abusing the perceived power that they have when they become rich and famous in the music industry. So that's a whole nother argument. I'm not going to mix the two. I don't think, even though they are related in a sense to abuse of power, but one thing to me is not necessarily connected to the other thing, only because we talking about a RICO Act. Like, he might have, like, however he was in his bedroom, that to me should be private. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think none of us should know. They had them jurors looking at sex tapes, man. That right there lets you know this is weird. This is weird activity. Why would they even want to show that? You know what I'm saying? Because of the historical perception that black men are sexual deviants. That's what the whole case is about. All these cases with black men, it seems to be like being ramped up. I think people look at that like, oh, okay, that's the ticket. If I just accuse a black man, a black rich man of being a sexual deviant, I can get some money. It's a money grab. These celebrity black men with money, they should countersue all of these people. That's what I would be doing. I would be countersuing just like Jay-Z did when that weak allegation came out on him. Jay-Z stood on business, countersued, and it went away. But what Diddy was up against, he was up against the federal government. So, that's different. You can't necessarily countersue him. Cassie, for sure. If he is guilty, she just as guilty or more. From what I heard, she was complicit. She had her hands more dirty than him. She need to be prosecuted if he get prosecuted. I predict Diddy is going to beat this case. He will be let go, and hopefully he just move on with his life, move out of this country, never come back, and just keep a low profile. Try to do right by people if he stay in the music business. Don't abuse his power and just try to uplift people. Get married, man. Find you one woman. Be committed. Just lay low, man. Yeah, I don't want to see, he might be guilty of something, but I don't want to see him and nobody else that look like me be taken down by this wicked regime, this government, man. You know, this whole culture in America is based on hating us. You know what I'm saying? Its foundation is centered on hating the black man. Period. That's what this culture based on. If you ask me, I mean, if you ain't never been a black man, you probably don't understand what I'm saying. But we feel it, and the narratives, you know, especially in the media, is always gonna try to spin it a certain kind of other way. But regardless of what the media is saying, you can't. I don't go against what I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I feel what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You will never understand if you ain't never been a black man how this really work, you know. And that's what I'm really talking for, just to try to give anybody, especially the people that don't look like us, you know what I'm saying, some type of insight on how we think, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to these types of things. You know, it's a public lynching is what it is. By them wanting to go all into his bedroom, that's proof that, you know, something is not right with these people and how they trying to convict all of these black men. You get some money, man. Look, people will do anything for some money. You know, that ain't Diddy fault. That's this society fault. This culture's fault. This culture propagate that. This culture promotes that. You know, in every single way. You know, the main people that's pointing fingers at Diddy, them the main people that do the same thing. A lot of women get married for money. You know what I'm saying? Is that a crime? You know what I mean? Should that be a crime for a man that got money to attract a woman that only want him for his money? No, that ain't no crime. That's just how this shit built. Like it's not right though. You know what I'm saying? Most men that got money that know a woman only want him for his money don't necessarily feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? They don't. But guess what? It is what it is. And if you somebody like in Diddy's position, he not trying to get married. He can have as many women as he want because majority of them, you know, if you tell them, they always say if you tell them the truth, they'll go with whatever you say. Yeah, he probably telling them all like, I got this girl, and guess what? They not going against it. They joining in with it. And then you know you add the drugs into the equation. It's no telling, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got like I ain't never been on no hard drugs, but from what I've seen and learned from people that's on hard drugs, they do anything, and you ain't even gotta give them no money. You know what I'm saying? That's just what they into. So you factor that into the equation. Now you got a whole big old mess. You know what I'm saying? A whole big old thing. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily a crime, but it's definitely freaky. But we shouldn't even know about this stuff. We shouldn't even know what what was being done in Diddy's bedroom. Yeah, but like I said, my prediction, Diddy will be acquitted of all charges, let go, free and clear. Yeah. And to any of the content creators saying otherwise that look like us, come back to this video when he's acquitted. Yeah. And then we could talk. You know what I mean? Yeah. And hopefully, you know, yeah, hopefully y'all just get over it, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm out. One.